Yeah, Daniel Summerson. You familiar with that man?
He helped me out. Sorry.
It's okay. Take your time. Take your time.
He helped me out before. Wow, okay. Just keep talking to me.
How did he help you out?
Because I was looking for a place to live.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have enough money, which is why I'm here right now.
Okay.
And he helped me out because he had a list on Craigslist that I looked at, but he wasn't looking to help somebody out. He was looking for, a liver or something like that.
Right.
And he let me stay at his place. I'm sorry, for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. What happened? I really need to know what happened.
Well, I'm going to get into that with you. I just want to basically understand you guys' relationship first.
That was all. He was just helping me out. He helped me because he was going to take me to a shelter down in Jacksonville, but at the time, I really wasn't feeling it, so he let me stay there, until I find another place.
Well, you said you met him through an ad. Tell me about how you guys linked up and met.
It was based in Jacksonville. Well, he had it all over. The one I saw was it was in Tampa.
Okay.
He placed them all over in Tampa, and he said he's in Jacksonville. So I contacted him, he was far away. And he responded, and he said he'll help me out. He said we're both orphans. We don't have any family. He told me about his family, his mother, how she passed, and my mother passed away too. And, we kind of connected through that, and he felt sorry for me, obviously, and he helped me out.
So your mom passed away too?
Mm-hmm.
And when did you meet him on the Facebook or Craigslist? Excuse me. When did you meet?
God, it was early June. Not early June. It was late May. And I stayed there for 4 days.
Okay, so you meet him in, you say late June?
Mm-hmm.
Early July?
Yeah. No, not late June. No, late May.
Late May. Okay, so when did you go to stay with him? Is that him?
Yes, that's Daniel.
That's Daniel?
That is Daniel.
Okay, all right, so... Okay.
Oh my God.
So you meet with him late May, early June. When did you go to stay with him?
I went to stay with him. I don't know the exact date. It was in late May. May 21st, 22nd.
How did you get to stay with him?
He came all the way down to pick me up.
Okay, where were you staying at when he picked you up?
I was staying, well, he let me lay on the couch. He did lay in his bed, but he let me stay on the couch because I felt it was rude. And that was pretty much it for a few days.
So where he picked you up from?
Yeah.
Okay, where were you staying down there, though? Who some folks? Who were you staying with?
Some really shady people, really. I really don't know who they were, and I just felt uncomfortable, so that's why he came all the way down from Jacksonville in the first place.
Okay, how long did you stay with those folks down there?
For about a week and a half.
Okay. And then after that week and a half, Daniel came and picked you up?
He did.
What did he pick you up in? Do you remember?
It was a car. I don't know the make of the car. It was like a white, silverish car.
Okay, it was a car, not SUV car?
It was a car.
Okay, so he picked you up in a white, silverish car, you're not sure?
Silverish?
Yeah, is that what you're thinking? Or you said white, you're thinking maybe silverish?
Maybe that.
I mean, that's white right in front of us.
Maybe a little bit darker. I don't know. We only drove in that car once. I did anyway. I drove in that car once with him, and he had a cover on it. The rest of the time I was there, so I didn't really
Okay, so you went in the car that was under the cover or a different car?
The one that was under the cover, when I left, he had it under the cover because it said it was trees or something like keeps falling on it.
Okay, so that's the car he picked you up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know he had another car because he showed me his boat, or I don't know, speedboat or something.
Possibly a jet ski?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So how long did you stay with Daniel?
Only it was just 4 days I stayed with him.
Okay, so you stayed with him. So when the first week of June, you're already gone from
May 26th. May 26th. I left in Daniel because I knew he really wanted to love her, and I thought it was in his way.
So how did you get from Daniel?
Daniel, Richard picked me up from there. It's a ride share that people do.
Okay.
And that was pretty much it. Richard picked me up. I gave him $50 to take me to another place, and that's a nice lady. And God, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I understand.
He's a good person.
Daniel?
That was a really good person.
So you said you only stayed with him for about 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
You guys were ever intimate or anything like that? Did you say he was looking for that?
That's what he wanted, but he knew he wasn't disrespectful at all. Most guys, he was not disrespectful.
At all?
No.
Very friendly?
He was very nice, very wise, just...
Okay. So you go, and then Richard, where does Richard stay? Did Richard come to pick you up from his house?
Richard stayed in, not too far from Jacksonville, I think. Lakeland. Wow.
And how did you meet Richard?
I met Richard. Dude, I did everybody I meet is online. Craigslist. I don't have a car, nothing, so.
Oh, you do a lot of meeting up. Well, you do fast through Craigslist?
Yeah.
And you communicate them with what, like through email or something like that?
Yeah, through email.
What's your email address if you don't mind me asking?
Lana J55 at yahoo.com.
Lana J.
Lana.
Okay.
LANAJ at yahoo.com. Lana J55 at yahoo.com. Sorry.
Alright, yeah.
Wow.
That's the only one that you communicate with?
Yes.
Okay. J at yahoo.com. Okay. So end of May.
Mm-hmm.
And you stay 4 days. Okay. So, did you ever communicate with Daniel by phone?
No.
So
I didn't
So you just responded to his ad on Craigslist, and it was just an email thing.
Mm-hmm.
And how does he come to get? He comes down there and get you. What, you email him the address?
Yeah, I emailed him the address. He had a GPS. He GPSed it and he came down.
And he picked you up down there, and then you just came to stay with him for about 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did he spend any money on you? Did he buy you a bunch of stuff? Did he pay you for staying with him? Any kind of agreements like that going on with money? That's all.
No, he did give me some gas money.
Okay.
He did, yeah, it was all in cash.
Okay.
He paid for me, and
It's okay. So he just gave you gas money, and you obviously that was for Richard to come and get you, and he gave you some money, but nothing else, right? He didn't shop. He didn't give you anything else.
no, I didn't stay long enough and wasn't that serious, so
Okay.
didn't feel like asking him.
Okay. No phone calls between me and you, just the email.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you left around the 4th or 5th of June, have you spoken to him since then?
No.
So you haven't spoken to him even by email now?
No.
Okay, and this is the only email address you've ever communicated with him, right? Lana J. 55@yahoo.com. Okay. All right. Well, I didn't get to see your ID. I know you showed it to the Sergeant Mathis phone.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to write your information down. And what do you go by? Because this name is not what he told us when we walked in the door. The gentleman you're living with now.
Oh, yeah, Tanya Jenkins.
So you go by Tanya Jenkins?
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
No.
So Tanya Jenkins is your only AKA?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is actually your birth name right here. This is Latoya Jordan.
Yeah.
Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other nicknames?
No. Oh, Lana. I go by that.
You go by Lana as well?
That's
Say that
the
in
name.
email. I got you. Let me write that name up there. Okay. 29th of 1987? Okay. You know your social is gone. When do you know your social?
No.
Okay. This is what I want to do. Okay. I've been a cop for, I don't know, about 18 years. Okay. I don't do the lying game when I talk to people. So I'm going to be honest with you. Okay. Everything that you just told me, you and I both know is a bunch of crap.
What do you mean?
Well, you were there for a lot longer than what you're saying.
I was only there for 4 days.
I told you I wouldn't lie to you, I promise you.
I know, but
I promise you.
I swear I was only there for 4
Okay, well,
days.
I'm going to show you how I can prove that.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go through everything.
Yeah.
But you have to be willing to do that
Yes.
with me. You willing to do that with me? But the next thing I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to have to advise you of your rights. All right, so I want to do that, and then we'll sign the form, and then you and I will go through this again. Okay, all right. It just says that you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say may be used as evidence against you. You have the right to talk to an attorney and have him with you now or at any time during questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you. If at any time you wish to stop talking or to have an attorney present, all questioning will be stopped at your request. You understand these rights?
Yeah.
Okay. With these rights in mind, are you willing to talk to me?
Yes.
Okay. I just need you to sign right here real quick. Yes, okay. Yeah, that's your signature. When you sign it, we'll sign your paycheck or something like that. Okay, I'm going to witness your signature, okay? Age?
24.
Education, Chiefly high school, college?
Yes, and not college, but yeah.
Some college?
A little bit of college.
Okay, so high school. Graduate? Sorry. College. Fluent in English?
Huh?
English is your main language, very fluent, understand English?
Yeah.
No other foreign languages?
No.
Okay. Okay. Don't worry about that. All right. I'm going to show you some photographs. I think that's the easiest way for people now to go through this. 571-236-0024.
Yeah.
That's your cell phone number,
Yes.
correct? Okay. Is that the only other cell phone number you ever had?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't use any other phone number?
Yeah.
Okay. Based on just your phone record, just on the phone records of Daniel Sorensen,
Yeah.
he picked you up on May 27th.
Yeah, me.
Right,
What's the
May
name?
27th, Memorial Day weekend.
Okay.
May 27th. You stayed with him till around June 20th. And you ever picked up from there?
It wasn't around June 20th, but I stayed
I already
there.
spoke to the person that picked you up, that's how I know this.
Yeah, I know, but it wasn't June 20th.
Yeah, it was.
It was earlier than that.
You told me Richard picked you up. It was Michael Kalias that picked you up.
Michael Khalid. See, I don't know his name. I'll be staying here for a little while.
Correct.
What's his name?
Hold on, I'm going to show you. I want to show you. I got his name. This was sent to me last night.
Show me his picture. That's
It's Michael Peter Kaludis. And this is where he took you to, 5901 Silver Moon Avenue in Tampa, Florida. Okay?
Yeah, I know that.
Okay, he picked you up and you had...
The tall, skinny guy with the glasses. Yes, he freaked out. Yes, I do remember him.
He helped you unload all the stuff.
Yes, he helped me unload all the stuff. Yes, you're right.
From Daniel's house in the front foyer there. Okay?
Yes, you're right.
Okay, so you stayed. So now we're already having inconsistency, right? You told me that you stayed only for 4 days. Obviously, May 27th to June 20th is a heck of a lot longer than 4 days.
You're right.
Okay.
You're right.
Okay. So, what what can you help me with for filling in these blanks?
Goodness.
Because okay, I promise you I will lie to you.
I know that. You don't have to worry about you. It's just.
Okay, and I would ask that you extend me that courtesy as much.
Yes.
Okay, because I know more about you than you think I know.
I know.
Okay, you know what rhetorical questions are, right?
Yes.
You know what means I already know the answer. And that's how I engage cooperation. You know what I mean? It's not a sneaky tactic. It's just it is what it is. Okay, and I think you know exactly what happened, and I'm here to get through that with you. Okay, and I'm hoping that we can do that together. All right. And I'm being straight with you.
I know you are.
Okay. So what I would like to do, okay, you and I talked a little bit here. I would like to get cheek swabs from you. You know what cheek swabs are?
Yes.
It's basically a Q-tip in your mouth for DNA comparison of evidence at the scene.
Yes.
Okay? And also fingerprints.
Okay.
Okay, you're willing to cooperate and do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I thought we would do is instead of sitting out here in the truck and talking, as me and you walk back in there, we get some shoes. Okay, we'll come back out and you load it up in my truck. I'll take you back to the Bay County Sheriff's Office. They have experts there that can do the buccal swabs and your fingerprints for me, and then you and I can sit and talk there. Or do you want to sit right here and talk?
A comfortable setting, I think, would be better for me. That's.
Okay, well, I'll sit here and talk to you as much as I can, but understand I still need you to come with me.
Of course,
So you're comfortable with sitting with me here and talking to you? You'd rather do that as opposed to...
Yeah, a comfortable setting.
Okay, well,
This is not.
well, it's as comfortable as I can make it, you know what I mean? I certainly don't want to go in here and talk in front of the homeowner about what's going on, okay? But I think what I think it's probably going to be very difficult for you to tell me what happened. Tell me what happened to Daniel. I think it's going to be very difficult for you to lay this out for me.
Why?
Because I think you were there.
Yeah, of course I was there.
When he died?
Not in that. I was there.
When he died.
When he died, yes, I was there.
Okay, so it's difficult for you to.
It's not that it's difficult. It's just bam. It's like all this is just
I understand.
out of nowhere. So of course, in my mind, it's like doesn't even want to go there right now.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying? It's not that I want to lie to you at all. It's just that I haven't really processed it myself.
Sure.
I'm not at all trying to come off as, woe is me. But it is what it is.
Sure.
You worked, I'm sure, in a long time in the forest. It is what it is. It's not the most easiest thing to talk about with most people.
Absolutely. Well, that's what I'm saying to you. That's why I think it's going to be tough, right?
And don't get me wrong, I felt bad about just saying what I said to you, but at the same time, it was like I wasn't ready to even go there.
Okay.
So, I like to give it straight to people as much as I can. And living this life is not easy for me because I just like to be straightforward with no problems. But, of course, doing something like that, you just can't. You can't. You just going lying to people and, it's not good. It's not good at all. So in a way, this is really good. If I can believe that.
Well, it's a good thing because you know what? I tell people all the time, doing this job a long time, one of the best things, you will feel better when you get it, when you tell somebody, when you let it out.
I'm sure.
You know what I mean? And that is the benefit of cooperation.
Oh, of course. It's like a big stress relief.
Absolutely. And you just got to let it go.
Exactly.
And if you let it go 100% the first time, you and I don't have to sit out here and find the minute details. So
when you said his name, that was real emotion. When you said that was real emotion. Because I knew what happened, but I wasn't expecting, you guys to say his name.
I understand.
Because I hadn't said his name in a long time. But, why don't you go ask me questions and I'll, go from there. Just ask me questions.
Okay, well, what I would ask you is, do you remember the exact date he picked you up?
I really don't remember the exact date, but I know it was in late May.
So the 27th would be an accurate date.
The 27th? Yeah, it probably would be the most accurate. 3 days.
I'm going to record something.
Okay.
Do that to writing notes. I will still write some notes. Be aware of that, but I want you to record or sit right here. That way we don't mess up any audio and it hears us talking. Okay? Now, so 27, and I will tell you how I know that because I have phone records. He calls your cell phone and he calls the house that you were staying in.
Okay.
I've done all that homework.
All right,
That's how I know he gets you on the 27th.
Okay, so it's the 27th.
We're in agreement that it's that Memorial Day weekend.
Yes.
Okay, so you get to his house around the 27th or 28th of May. Okay, is it ever, do you guys have an intimate relationship?
No, it was never intimate. That part is so true. I was only with him for, like I said, 3 or 4 days. In that house together. We were together for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, but I just told you that Mr. Khalid.
No, it's not that he was there, but he wasn't there.
I understand.
Okay.
I understand. You're kind of there living separately.
Not living separately. We were only together for 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
I know. I try to break it down as really try to word it better. Let me get myself together.
Okay.
We were only there for 3 or 4 days because the 3rd or 4th day, that's when Daniel passed on.
Okay, so 3 or 4 days.
We were in the house. He was alive 3 or 4 days. That's what I'm saying.
I got you. Now I understand.
Yes, now you understand.
Yes, I do. So tell me how we got it.
Throughout the 3 or 4 days, he was, like I said, he is a nice man, but at the same time, he's looking for love.
I understand.
Even though he was willing to help me out and come down and pick me up, which is all true, he was looking for love, and he kept stressing that on me. And I'm not looking for love. Okay? I was looking for a roof over my head for the time being. I don't have time for that, and I wasn't into him like that.
Okay.
And he knew that, even though I didn't say, he knew by, I guess, my body language. I was kind of standoffish, and he would be like, I don't have to take this, I didn't have to take you in, you need to be like this, you need to be like that, I'm taking you in, but not even making the effort, showing that you're appreciative. I said, I am. I'm being respectful, I'm being quiet in your house, I'm helping you any way I can, cleaning up and stuff. I'm just not going to do that. And so, he just kept going and pushing, and I have so much stress as it is.
Sure.
Dealing with, because only people that ever have places where you can live and do housework and things of that nature, unfortunately, are men. I wish there was more women like that, but you know what? I have to do what I have to do. So, of course, this was one of the worst case scenario. You live with a guy who says, oh yeah, you don't have to do this, but once you get there, it's like, okay. You kind of expect it, but going through it, it's a pain in the ass. And so he just kept going and going, pushing, I'll kick you out in the streets. Well, he would say I was kick you out in the street. He'd be like, well, you're not going to stay here, blah, blah, blah. He would give me time to look for another place.
Okay.
To have the decency to give me time to look for another place, but he didn't want to hear that. He said, no, you're going to leave tomorrow. You're going to leave tomorrow. Oh, you can't sleep there. You got to sleep in my room. You can't sleep there. I don't like sleeping alone. You can't wake up at this time, because I like to wake up together with someone because I feel safe. Or, he was really, I don't know how you call those people. He has attachment issues. I don't know.
Okay.
For a little bit of time that we spent together, which it wasn't that much time, I could tell that. And so, it was at night when he said the next day I had to leave, be kicked out on the street, and he wouldn't let me use the computer. He wouldn't let me use any of that stuff, and he just wouldn't. He just wanted me to suffer, I guess, the way he was suffering.
Okay.
So, that morning, I was laying up in his bed. That night, actually, he was, trying to make me do ways in order for me to stay there a little bit longer, I guess. And I wasn't having it. I just got so enraged, and I just was thinking to myself over the course of the night, not the course of the night, it's probably like around 5 or something in the morning. I was just thinking to myself, I don't want to be put out on the streets. I'm tired of going through this crap of all these guys that say one thing, but then to change it up. And of course, through the emails and stuff that we did together, he did sound like a guy that I would have probably liked, because he did seem nice through the emails, but in person, yeah, right.
Totally different.
Typical internet. Typical internet story. You heard it before, whatever. Sure. It's a nightmare. But of course, in my situation, I'm homeless. It's desperate it was him, but it was all the stress I've been going through. And I'm not gonna lie, I snapped. I think I walked around his house as he was sleeping, to calm myself down. I was like, I felt anger before, where I just want to hurt somebody so bad, but I never really acted on it. But it was just all this rage. And so he tricked me, and I was tired of getting played by these guys to say one thing and do something else.
Right.
And so I was just walking around the house, and then I think I walked in the kitchen, and I was just looking around. At first I wanted something to eat, and then I was like, I don't want to be put on the streets. It was getting close to 6 o'clock, and I said I had to do something by 6 o'clock.
6 p.m.?
No.
A.M.?
A.M.
Okay.
It was in the morning.
Okay.
It was still dark outside. And it was like, it was me, but it was like I was not really watching a movie. It was like an out-of-body experience.
Okay.
How would I say that? I was in tune, but it's a different feeling I never felt before, like this coldness. No emotion, no nothing. It was like fight or flight.
Sure.
Am I gonna, let him push me around and do this, or I'm gonna fight back? So he was an enemy at that time, which in my mind he was, and so I got the knife. I'm getting to the story, I'm just trying to explain, because it's easier for me to say.
Where'd you get that knife from?
It's from a little wood cutter. It's
There was a set of knives on the kitchen counter.
Yeah, it was a set of, it's from the wood thing, mini knives, small knives, bigger knives. I think it's like some kind of fork. Doesn't matter. All that matters is that I got a knife from there, and I got one knife because I used two. I got one knife first. I don't know which one it was.
Okay.
It was a big one. Not exactly big. It was probably, I don't know. I don't really know how to explain. It wasn't the biggest one from out of there. I used that the second time. And I went into the room, got on my side of the bed. I was just looking at him at first, and then I put the knife down, then I walked to the bathroom, then I picked the knife back up, and I was like, you know what? I have really nothing else to lose at that point in time in my mind. I have nothing else to lose. Who cares? My life is shit anyways right now.
Right.
You know what? Let me just put the topping on the cake. Pretty much at that time in my mind. And so I don't know exactly, where I stabbed him first.
What was he doing at the time?
He was talking to me.
So he was awake?
Yeah, he was wondering why I was up. He wasn't looking at me. He was like, come lay back down to bed. And I'm like, that's what made me angry, actually. Just hearing his voice telling me what to do.
I gotcha.
Yeah, that's what set me off. He was laying in bed, nice and calm, coming back down to bed, and so I don't know exactly, it was dark, like I said, but I would say I probably stabbed him somewhere in the upper body part.
Okay.
Probably around here, maybe.
You're touching your neck, so around his neck?
Yeah, I think on his neck. I know it was like a little up in his body part, because part of his body, most of it was covered in sheets.
Okay.
I stabbed him, and it wasn't hard or anything. It was my first time, so of course, like most people, it's fucked up. And he's like, ah! And of course, it's like, okay, he's gonna call the cops. I'm gonna get so much trouble. You know what? I gotta take care of this. So I got up, got him again, stabbed him again. He pushed me down the ground. I dropped the knife, but he tried to grab my leg, pull me back from the knife, but I swear I was like the Incredible Hulk at that moment. Like, nothing to stop me from getting that knife. Like, all I cared about was getting that knife, and I got it, turned around, got him again. He tried to run, I'm trying to remember his house, because I tried to block it out of my head. His room was like right in front. When you open the door, you're right into the kitchen.
Right.
So he's running through that little hallway.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got him there. He tripped because he was trying to reach for that phone, because when you go out of the kitchen, there's his computer.
Right.
And his telephone is connected to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew I couldn't let him get past the kitchen. If anything, I had to keep him in the kitchen. And so I swear I grabbed his shoulders and I pushed him down the ground. I don't know how I did it. He wasn't a weak man at all.
Okay.
But I did. And I knew he was on the floor, he was trying to get up to his knee, but I stabbed him again. And I think that stab did the most damage because he didn't, he couldn't get back up again. Not like before. He wasn't.
Where did you stab him that time when he did the most damage? Do you remember?
He was moving around so much. It was somewhere up in the upper body.
Okay.
It was in the upper body at that time because, like I said, he was trying to get back up on his knees, and he just couldn't at that time. And I kept, just kept going at him, and I was
going at him and stabbing him.
Yeah, I kept stabbing at him. Then I stopped because he was like, okay, you call the police. He kept telling me, you call the police. I'm like, are you silly? I'm not going to call the police. I don't feel sorry for someone like you. He was quiet for a minute. He was acting like he was, I guess, dead, but he wasn't. Because I left, and I was walking out to the computer. To that
Were you lying when you left him?
He was in the kitchen.
So he's lying in the
Like I said, he did not leave the kitchen. Well, he did not leave the kitchen.
Okay.
That was the only area, was that kitchen area.
Okay.
I walked out for a minute, and then I turned around, and he was like sliding himself to the back door. Because in the kitchen, there's like an entrance. Well, not to the back door, the garage.
Okay.
Where you go out to the garage. And I was like, no, he didn't. Like, I thought he was dead. So I got, I don't know if I still had a knife in my hand. No, I think that's when I put that knife down, and I went to get the other knife.
Same set though, from the same set?
Yeah, that's all the set. Well, the only set that I saw in his house was that set of knives.
Okay.
It was that set of knives. I think that time I got the bigger knife.
Okay.
I got the bigger knife at that time, and I think I stabbed him in his knee or something. And that's when he stopped. He stopped at the refrigerator.
So he was laying there by the refrigerator?
He wasn't like in front of the refrigerator. He was like kind of there. Like his body was clean out. I'm trying to remember his house. There's a refrigerator, then there's a counter, then the oven.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like laid out in front of there.
Okay.
On that side of the kitchen. And I left him alone at that point.
Okay.
I think I stabbed his knee probably twice. I don't know which one. And that was it. And he was really still, and I kept watching him. Then I would leave, and then I would look again and see if he would get back up, and he didn't.
Right.
No, he did say something.
Did he ever ask you to call for help or anything like that, other than they telling you to call the police?
He said he didn't have nobody. That's what he told me for the little time I was there. He has nobody that he really talks to. He's alone all the time.
Right.
He said, few of his friends will call him every now and then, but he said he has no family. He does have a living family, don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But he's not close with them.
Okay.
He said the only person who was close to his family was his parents, which are deceased.
Okay.
Deceased. I don't know. There was a lot of pictures of his parents and stuff in his house. But anyways, getting back to that story, he was dead. I don't know exactly when he died. I know he was laying there, but I knew after probably about an hour or two of him just laying there, he was dead.
Okay.
And this was probably all in the 6 o'clock morning hour.
Okay.
I would say on 6 o'clock morning hour when he actually did die.
And that was about that was about 4 days after you got there?
3 or 4 days.
Okay.
3 or 4 days. I don't know the exact days that. It was probably 3. I'm going to go with 3 days.
Okay.
Probably the 4th day. That morning will be the 4th day then.
Okay, so the morning of the 4th day.
Yeah, the morning of the 4th day.
Okay.
That sounds more accurate.
Okay. Okay, so what happens after you realize he's dead?
I really can't explain the feeling. Of course you wouldn't know because you never killed anybody, like, purposely.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Not purposely, not the way I did it. So you really wouldn't know the feeling when you do it on purpose in a criminal way.
Sure.
You wouldn't know.
I wouldn't understand.
You wouldn't understand. So me even saying it to you wouldn't know. I couldn't tell the exact feeling. It was like a feeling of numbness.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like I was remorseful at first.
Okay.
I cried a little bit, but it was more for my mom. I cried over my mom first.
Okay.
Because I'm like, if she was alive, I'd probably be going this crap. I cried over that. why, that pity cry, why did you have to be like this for a little while?
Sure.
And then I got over it, and then it was just numb after that. All I could think about was, what do I do next?
Okay.
And, I thought about it, of course, at the time I was like, okay, I'm going to have to clean up. I'm going to have to move his body. I'm going to have to just make this go away.
Mm-hmm.
Just make it go away. That's exactly what I was thinking about, making it go away.
Okay.
So I think I waited for another hour, listened to music to calm my nerves down. Then I got to work. I grabbed Daniel I tried to grab him by his hands, but he was too heavy.
Okay.
So I grabbed him by his legs.
Okay, I'm sorry, that's a text message. I'm just going to ignore it.
I grabbed him by his legs, his feet, his ankles, and I tried to pull him. And I did. I pulled him to, really, I never knew how strong I was until I did this. I really did not know how strong I was, but I guess when you're really desperate, that strength comes in. And so I dragged him to the bedroom.
Okay.
Into his bedroom first, so I can clean up the kitchen.
Okay.
Because there was a lot of blood in there.
Okay.
A lot of blood in the kitchen. Like, I don't know if you actually went to the house, but that kitchen was nothing like what you saw when Daniel had passed.
Okay.
Blood was everywhere.
Okay.
On the counters. I didn't realize how much blood it was until I walked in after he died. I was like, what the hell? I didn't even feel the blood or anything on me because I was just in that adrenaline. Can you say
adrenaline?
You're right. In that mode. And I was like, oh my gosh. So at first I got a blanket, something to soak up some of the blood.
Okay.
So some of the blood, that took forever. I didn't even want to talk about that. It was stressful. Cleaning up the blood. I mean, you hear about how hard blood is to clean up, but to actually go through it yourself, no. It's
very difficult.
I don't know why people kill, to be honest. Seriously, it's a mess, and it's too stressful. Yeah, I know most people, when they kill, they don't, clean up the blood. They run off or something like that, but in my situation, I don't have a car. I don't know how to drive. Guess what? I had to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I soaked up the blood, I cleaned it up. It took me probably about a week because I would stop because it'd be so stressful, which is why I probably stayed there so long anyways. I would have been gone in 3 or 4 days, but I had to stay there to make sure it was cleaned up because I was thinking if somebody were to look inside the house, they would see it. And that's what I was most worried about.
Okay. So you used a big blanket, you said?
Yeah, some big blanket.
What'd you do with the blanket after you soaked the blood?
Of course I threw that away.
Okay, all right.
I threw that away, of course. I didn't keep any of the major blood. Well, anything that had his blood on it, I threw away.
Okay.
In the trash can. And yeah, I cleaned it all up. I moved his body again.
Back up 1 second. Was he wearing clothes or was he naked when this happened?
I was so covered. I don't know. He was either wearing a small underwear or he was naked.
Okay.
I don't know. His body, when I actually looked at him again, his body was completely covered with blood. So he was either wearing really thin underwear or he was actually naked.
Okay. And what were you wearing?
I was wearing a white t-shirt and black shorts. And I had like little it was like footy slippers on at the time. Actually I was barefooted. I did have some big blood guide on it and I was barefooted. No, I don't know. I had something on my feet. But yeah, I don't know if he was clothed or not, but where was I?
You went and drug him into the bedroom and you were using the blanket to sop up the blood in the kitchen.
Okay, and I had moved his body again after I cleaned up most of the stuff.
Okay, how did you move him the second time?
I moved him I put him on a rug. I put him on a rug in his room. He had a rug in front of his bed.
Okay.
He had a rug in front of his bed, and I pulled him. I pulled him with the rug. I think I cut little holes in it so it would be easier for me. I pulled him all the way to the other side to another room.
Okay.
that had like, this had like lots of paintings in it.
Okay.
I don't know if you know what room I'm talking about.
I do. I was inside.
Well, of course, his body was in there. Without question. So, there was lots of paintings in there. Driving to that room. I kept him in there, and I was cleaning up the rest of the house when I had, finally put him in there, and I realized there was an odor. Of course, his body was, what's the word? Decomposing. His body was decomposing. And so I put another blanket over him, a comforter, a white comforter, and I put some other stuff over it to keep the odor away. And I also put cologne.
Okay.
Some cologne in the bottle, and I think some laundry detergent to make the smell just stop. And I turned the air conditioning on low too. I wasn't, I didn't have any knowledge of how to stop not stop it, but keep away the smell.
So you were just trying to keep away the odor?
Yeah, keep it for the time that I'm there, I don't want to smell it.
Sure.
So pretty much that was the case with that. And I put him in that room, I closed the door, and I kind of just left him there in that room for the remainder of the time that I was there in the house.
Okay.
And that was pretty much.
So how did you clean up the rest of the blood? Because you said you sopped up some of it with the...
Oh yeah, I didn't finish that.
Okay.
I used just cleaner, bleach, some ammonia.
Stuff that Daniel had?
Yeah, in his house he has a little pantry by the garage door.
Okay.
That has all the cleaner, mops, and all that stuff, gloves, things of that nature. So it's all, that he had.
Okay, and where did all that stuff go?
What do you mean, the cleaner?
Yeah, when you just use bleach water, just ran it down the drains?
Yeah.
Cleaned up and wiped up. Would you do like sponges? Did you use sponges or anything like that?
Yeah, I used sponges. I used to scrub everything.
Where was all that stuff? What'd you do with it after you were done cleaning up?
I threw it away, of course.
Okay.
I threw it away. The bucket that I soaked up, the water and stuff, mixed it up. I think I left that in the house.
There was a sponge in the washer and dryer. Is that one of the sponges? Did you do laundry before you left?
Yeah, I did. Did I throw a sponge? Then if that sponge came from me, then
Okay.
I probably might throw that away. But that's probably when I was sleeping that day when Michael came.
Okay.
So yeah, that was one of the sponges. Yes.
Okay. So how long? So you get him in that room. He's covered up. You try to mask the smell, and you turn down the AC to mask the smell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you do any kind of research on the computer to help you clean up after this?
No, I didn't have to. I watched all those shows, and it's like, keep the temperature cool. I just remember the basics. I didn't really need to.
So the cleanup that you did was everything you learned from watching like CSI or something on TV?
Yeah, all those crime shows, I watched them all.
Okay.
I never thought I would need it, but yes, it came in handy at that time. Like, if it's true, you know what? I'm going to do it. So I used all from that knowledge, yeah.
Okay. So, all right, so now you got everything cleaned up, right? You got the stuff that you said is really heavily blood soaked. You throw that away. You take it to the curb, or how do you get rid of it? You just put it out with the regular garbage to the street, or when you say you throw it away, what do you mean by throw it away?
I put it in the trash bag and, take it to when the garbage man would come that day. I would take it out in the morning.
Okay, so you actually walked out to the garbage truck and threw it in the garbage truck yourself, or did you get it to the guy he threw it in?
I would walk out to myself, and the guy would come like an hour later or something. We'll pick up the trash.
Understood. Okay, and you put it out there in what kind of trash bag?
Just regular black trash bag.
Okay, so a black trash bag.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else go on, Mike? Because obviously you stayed there for a considerable amount of time after Dan was dead.
Oh yeah, I was pretty much, like I said, cleaning up. I was ordering a lot of stuff online because that's the only way I could get stuff.
Well, how did you order that stuff?
From his credit card.
Okay.
It was from his credit card that I used.
And whose computer did you use?
I used his computer.
You didn't use your laptop?
Oh yeah, I used my laptop for majority of the stuff because my laptop didn't have the battery.
Okay, so you used your laptop as well as his computer to order stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you used his credit card?
Yeah, his credit card.
You remember what credit card it was?
was gray. It was star something.
Okay, the star something.
It was star something.
Okay, any other credit cards?
No, it was primary. I think I tried to use one, but I think it was a debit card, and I couldn't really use that one.
Okay.
So it was pretty much that gray one. It was a gray one, and it said star something.
Okay.
V star?
ViStar?
ViStar. It was ViStar. It was a gray ViStar card.
Okay. And you tried to use another card. What did that card look like?
See, I didn't really use that card. It was blue. It was a dark color.
Dark color. Where are those cards now?
The other ones I think I threw out, and I kept the gray ViStar one,
Okay.
but I never really used that. I didn't use that at all when I left that house. I used everything when I was in that house of his. I kept it, and I also kept his ID.
So you have those items where?
Not here.
Where were those because I need to get those.
Oh, so much stuff. Gosh. It's probably gone now. Because I don't have it with me at all. Because I wasn't using it because I was scared that, I'll get caught, obviously.
Right.
So I used everything of his in the house. But I did take that just in case something bad would happen. I would take my chance, of course. But I didn't really use it, so I didn't really keep up with it. But I knew I didn't throw it away in a trash can at his house. I took his ID. It was like a driver's license ID.
Okay.
And the credit card. Because I didn't throw it away. It'll come to me.
Okay.
It'll come to me. Just give me a minute.
You take anything else from the residence?
No. I took whatever I got, ordered from the card, and that was it.
What about cell phone?
Yes. I did take a cell phone.
Okay, where'd you took Daniel's cell phone too? Where's that at?
See, I didn't use, those three things I didn't use, but I kept the cell phone just in case, I guess to figure out what was going on. I don't know how I was going to figure that out. I took his cell phone because I had my own.
Okay, is his cell phone in there, stuff in there?
No, it's not. It's definitely not. All I have is my cell phone, the 571. I didn't use the cell phone to call or anything.
Turn it on and off? Check his voicemail or anything?
Yeah, I checked his voicemail.
Okay.
I would charge it up to keep up with his voicemails to see what's going on.
Okay.
See what his friends are saying or whoever called him, which nobody really did. I think only a few times some lady would call.
You don't know where that cell phone is at currently at?
I do, but you have to give me a minute because I didn't use it.
Okay.
But I definitely still do have that stuff. It's just I didn't use it. And I don't want to give you something that's wrong. I just want to make sure it's accurate.
Okay.
But yes.
Is that stuff possibly in your bins that you left at Richard Bradley's house?
I don't think it's in my bins at Richard Bradley's house. It's in my bag. It's in one of the bags.
Those bins?
It's a bag I don't use. I don't know if it's in a bag because I did pack some of my stuff in the bins, but I don't know if I packed it all there. It's in a black bag, in a black leather bag.
So it's in a black leather bag and it's at Richard's?
Yeah.
You didn't throw it away. You're sure it's in a black leather
I
bag?
swear to God, it's in a. You know what? The cell phone. I don't know if I put that in a black bag. His charger. The charger is still hooked up to the wall. And I left it. I don't know where the phone is at exactly, but check in the black bag. But his I think the credit cards are in there. I mean the cards that I took.
Okay, they're in his.
In the black bag.
And you think that's at Richard's?
Yes, it would be at Richard's.
Okay. Okay, so
Hang on.
I don't know if it should be at Richard's.
Look for a black bag.
Okay.
The whole lot of stuff I just leave. I don't use it. But if you see a black bag with nothing in it, it's in there.
Where would it be, in a pocket in there, or did you cut it and hide it in somewhere and conceal it in his bag?
No, it's in a little zipper in front of the bag. The two cards, it's in the zipper. I guess people notice it because they probably don't think you could put anything in it, but you open it.
Little zipper pouch in the front of the bag?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, what else? Tell me about the DVR for his camera system.
He showed me the camera system when I first got there.
Okay.
And I was lucky I even remember that. I think I realized that probably about a week I was there, probably 2 weeks. I was like, shit, he has a camera at his house that sees everything. So I looked into a little TV thing. I was like, I don't know if it records or not. He said it didn't, but I really wasn't going to take his word off of it.
Okay.
So I cut the cords because it was in his weight room.
What did you use to cut the cords?
I used a knife again.
Same anti-stabbed one?
No.
Or just another one outside?
It was one of the smaller ones. Not a smaller one, it was semi-small.
Same set, though, right?
Yeah, same set.
Okay.
Like I said, all the knives that I used in his house were
From that set.
that set. It was right there.
Okay, so you cut the cords.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you do?
I cut the cords and I threw that away. Not the TV. The TV I left in his garage somewhere. I think in his garage.
So there was a TV and that device that you cut out in that weight room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there was a TV there also.
Mm-hmm.
And you just threw the recorder away with the trash, with the bloody trash?
Yeah. I threw that at the last minute, 'cause like I said, I was like, damn. So I threw that away with the trash. The trash came every Thursday, so I threw that away. It's
Okay.
gone. The trash.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it.
How long did you think it'd take you to clean up everything that's cleaned up?
Like I said, it probably took 2 weeks.
So for 2 weeks you cleaned up?
Even when Michael had came to get me, I was still cleaning up.
I mean, when Michael was on his way to pick you up, you're still cleaning it up? Okay. So right up to the last day you were there, you cleaned it up?
I was cleaning up over and over again. Like, I don't know if you ever cleaned up blood, but it's hard to get
It's a
up.
process, huh?
It's a process, and of course I remember you have to soak it, but I was such in a hurry, so I always had to go over it. I would soak it, and then I'll clean it up because I'm stupid, then I'll soak it again, and I have to do all the scrubbing. Of course I know I didn't get it all up. I'm sure there's still spots, but it would be better. Well, thank you. You
It's much better.
You could lie.
I told you I won't lie.
You could lie a little bit on that. You could be like,
I
yeah.
won't lie to you, sweetie, I promise you.
All right. But I did try to clean it up, and I know I wasn't get it all up, but I tried to get up the big puddles of it.
All right. And what are the clothes you were wearing when the attack happened? What'd you do with those?
Of course I threw that away.
Even the little, whatever you had on your feet, you threw away too?
I don't know if I had anything on my feet. All I know is I saw my slippers, my little footies, like on the side of the bed. So I don't know if I had on my feet. I took them off because, like I said, there's probably some parts of the attack that I probably was just like, gone for a second or two. So I wasn't sure, but I saw the footies there, and I thought it was so random. I thought about throwing them away, but I looked at them, and they didn't look that bad. So I kept those, but
Are those here with you?
no.
No. Was it white footies things? White little socks?
No, it's like black, gray stripe. It's like fluffy little footies. They're like slippers, but kind of look like socks. They put on like socks.
Okay. Okay, so there was a shirt in the wash machine, white and blue striped button-up shirt with a collar. Looked like a man's shirt.
That says
It would have blood. It looked like a period of blood.
no, it did?
Yeah.
I think I just put that, I didn't know. Well, thank goodness. I don't know if it got cleaned. Well, obviously you saw blood and it didn't get cleaned.
Well, I'm not sure what it looked like. It looked like it got washed, so you just had the stains, and he obviously wasn't obvious blood at that point.
Like all the clothes you saw in the wash machine was the day that Michael picked me up. Like I said, I was still cleaning, I was still washing clothes.
Okay.
So I probably saw that on a table somewhere in his kitchen. I just threw it in with the other stuff. So I don't know if that had blood, because like I said, I don't know if he was naked or wearing underwear. So
So you weren't wearing that shirt, that white striped shirt?
no, I didn't wear any of his clothes.
Okay. Okay.
No, I wore my clothes because I didn't want anything of me on it. Anything of his stuff. I did wear one of his sweatpants, but I threw those away.
Okay.
I threw those away. I think I did.
Okay.
I threw those away. Yeah, I didn't take anything of his, anything he had in his house. The only thing I took, like I said, was stuff I got online.
Did you use his credit cards to charge your phone up to for minutes?
Oh yeah, Net 10.
Net 10?
Net 10.
What, that 10 minutes you purchased, do you know, have any idea how much?
Shoot, I think I got the highest. No, I don't think I did. It was a high one. It was like lots of minutes because I know I needed it.
Okay.
It probably cost like $100.
Okay. What about, how do you eat?
I would order. I used it on his credit card. I would order from food, pizza. I would drink what he would have, which was water that he had in his little fountain thing. I don't know if I left that in the refrigerator.
Okay.
Like a filter, Brita.
Brita filtered pitcher?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you drink from the Brita filtered pitcher?
Yeah.
Okay. And you just order pizza, Papa John's?
Just anything that was easy that I could get online. It was pizza and pizza.
Daily?
Pretty much it. No, not daily.
So you would order for enough for a couple days?
Yeah, anything to last me. Sometimes I'll throw it out, then I'll order again.
Okay.
Yeah, that story. Yeah. Well, I did eat some crackers from his house.
Okay.
I did eat crackers. But like I said, anything that I touched, I pretty much would throw it away. Or finish and throw it away, so.
Okay.
What else? The only rooms I went into was the main room, the living room area, his room, the kitchen, and that room that he found his body in, and the weight room.
Okay.
In the bathroom. There was
Which bathroom did you use? The little bathroom by the weight room or the one off of his bedroom?
I used that one for a little while. That's when he was living because he wanted me to use his bathroom.
Okay.
That song he danced. And I don't know if there was blood in there. I didn't really check. Really, I think I tried to wipe down in there anyways. But I used the little bathroom.
Okay.
That was by the weight room. And a little closet there. Yeah, that was the primary bathroom I used.
Okay, but you did use his occasionally. At his beckoning or whatever, when he was alive.
Like I said, I probably used that like 3 times.
Okay.
It wasn't that much.
Anybody else ever come to see you at Daniel's house?
Like friends or something?
Yeah.
No. I had no friends. The only people I saw were delivery people.
When they brought the items you ordered?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so all those boxes in his garage are from stuff that you ordered?
Oh yeah, all those boxes that you see in that garage, well not, I don't know, he had boxes, I know I've just thrown them in there.
Okay.
That you see in his garage are most likely for me.
Okay.
FedEx, UPS, and they were, I think, by his boat or speedboat, the side of that. The speedboat or something, but yeah, all those boxes in there. I threw some of them away, but the bigger ones, I just threw in the garage.
Okay, where's all that stuff? That must be in the bins. All that stuff that you ordered?
No, I had to, because I never really order online.
Okay.
So what you think is like, yeah, this is my size, blah, blah, blah. No.
Okay.
So I would have to throw some new stuff out, which I hate. I have to throw a lot of new stuff out, but yes, like most of the stuff in my bins came from there.
Okay, so some of the stuff you ordered you had to throw away because it didn't fit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Typical first online shopper.
I got you.
A lot of first time going on here, but I was upset, but it happens. And at the same time, you know what? It wasn't my money, and what can I say?
I got you.
If it doesn't fit or what wasn't meant to be, get over it. But yes, all the stuff in the bins that you'll see is probably from that. And I did take some of his, like essentials, like personal essentials, such as face wash, soap, toothpaste, and things of that nature.
Okay.
Because he had a lot of stuff that he would buy, but I guess he would save it, and he didn't use it. So I did take some of that stuff because I was running low on that, and I did take some of that stuff with me.
Okay.
I mean, I look back on it now, and I'm like, why did I? If I really took this seriously, I wouldn't bring bins with me. I would probably bring a small suitcase. It's so much easier to move instead of bringing a whole bunch of bins. I don't know what I'm thinking, but I just like to hold on to stuff. Weird. I'm a pack rat.
And the bins that you have are 4 blue bins?
4 blue bins, and I did take one of his tan bins, the long tan bins. I don't know if you saw that in the closet with security. camera was supposed to be, but it's like a long hand.
Van? Okay,
Yeah.
that's at Richards though. Okay.
It's just one.
So that's actually belonged to Daniel, but the other vans you had already. Okay.
That one's at Richard. I took one, and I have 4 small, medium-sized blue ones.
Okay.
Blue ones. And I did take a suitcase. Well, not a suitcase, like a bag. You know, those little bag kind of suitcases, like you would take them to go work out, put your workout clothes
Gym bag?
in. Not really a gym bag, but it could be. It's not like super big.
Where's that
It's here.
at? Okay, so what the...
That's the bag that you saw when I went in the closet.
Okay, so that's Daniel's bag in there?
That little black bag, that is Daniel's bag.
Okay, little black bags, Daniel's. Okay. Anything else that Daniel's inside here?
No. Just his bag,
Okay.
pretty much. And I guess that would be his phone, since I did put all those minutes on it.
Well, it's your phone. You just use his credit card to put minutes on.
Yeah.
Did you buy that phone with the credit card or never
No,
had that phone?
I had that phone.
How long has that 571 number been your number?
Ever since late April. Late
Okay.
April. Ever since probably mid to late April.
Okay. Anything else that you can think of about your time with Daniel and your cleanup of the scene and removal of property?
There's probably so much more I'm leaving out, but it's just like, it comes to me.
Okay.
I did go out back for a little while, but I know I was doing back there.
In his backyard?
Yeah, his backyard. I know I was doing back there. I know I was looking at the camera or seeing like how many cameras he had around that area. All I know is that I was cleaning and just doing everything I pretty much told you. Those are the major things that I did my time there.
You didn't take any cameras down with you?
Cameras?
Yeah, you said he had cameras all over the house. You didn't take any down, did you?
No.
Okay, I'm just checking.
I'm not that, how do you call it? No, I saw it, but I just went to where the base is at.
Okay.
It was easier for me to get to.
Okay.
Because I didn't know if he had a ladder or anything I could reach anyways.
When you left Daniel's house, did you go out the front door and lock the door? How did you leave the house? I know Michael was out waiting, but how did you leave? How did you go out the house?
I went out the front door.
And you locked it with the key, obviously?
Yeah.
Do you have the key?
It's probably in my black bag.
The same black bag with the cards? Or
Yeah, it's probably in my black bag. So I put crap everywhere. Checking that black bag at the house. It's probably in there. I don't think I brought the key with me.
Okay.
Because it's not like I was planning on going back to this place.
Understood.
But yeah, I still did have the keys. I had to lock the door for some reason, even though, yeah, because he had all that stuff, his paintings and stuff. But still, I guess, in a way, I didn't want anybody to steal it. So I did lock it.
Okay, and you didn't take anything else from the house other than his credit card, ID, and phone? Okay.
No, wait a second.
And the toiletries that you told me about?
Yeah, the toiletries. And I did take a little bit of cash that he had. I don't know how much, it was a little bit that he had in his wallet when I was looking for the credit card.
Where's his wallet? Because we never did find his wallet.
Oh, I threw that out.
You threw the wallet out? Okay.
I did get the wallet out.
And you don't know how much cash you had?
I don't know how much cash. It was a little bit. So this was just why I used the credit cards instead. And I went a little bit overboard as well. But yeah, it was just, those would be the primary things, the cash, the credit card. And
Understood. Okay, leave the lights on when you left? Or just turn all the lights out?
I think I left the kitchen light on.
Okay, what about, there was a string of Christmas lights. Do you remember that?
That was his little thing. He said it would save electricity or something. He lost Christmas lights, like even going out to the back door, you see the Christmas lights, and there's Christmas lights by the computer.
So he used Christmas lights instead of regular ones.
And he had Christmas lights in the kitchen too, over that window.
Were those on?
They turn on by themselves.
Oh,
so,
they're on timers, huh?
yeah, I think they're on timers. I don't know, but he would have those Christmas lights on.
Okay.
I remember that.
Okay. Anything else you can think of?
I had a question for you, actually. How did you know?
How did I know what?
How did you know where to find me or anything like that?
We used cell phone records and subpoena cell phone records, and we were able to use those cell phone records to track you down.
From my cell phone to what I'm using?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought so.
I remember because you were talking to our Daniel, and your cell phone number appears, and then we found these other people, and then we were able to.
Yeah, I thought so. I was like, maybe I thought it was something else.
We
Maybe
cell phone
camera.
bankings. No, well, you took that out of there. So.
I know, but I didn't know if I did it right because his cameras, like I said, they're like on there and he has so many wires.
Right.
You know, so I wasn't sure. So I thought maybe it was that. I'm like, maybe I didn't do it right, but regardless, okay, it was a cell phone. Okay. I thought about getting rid of the cell phone, but, you know, I guess a part of me was like...
Yeah. And then, of course, you checked his voicemail, so we knew when his phone all of a sudden his phone turned on and he's dead, we knew that.
You're right. So I guess a part of me was like... still wanted to, I guess, get caught in a way, because that's basic stuff. Ill-rated phones and things of that nature, so... Okay. Alright, I thought so.
Alright, well, can I get you to raise your right hand for me? You
Yeah, I didn't know what right hand.
Did you get any injuries when Daniel died and you were stabbed? Did you cut yourself anywhere?
No, not really.
No? Nowhere did you get cut or injured during the altercation?
No.
Okay, alright, I just wanted to ask that one real quick question before I get you to raise your right hand for me. You swear to affirm this information you provided me today, the testimony you gave here to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Everything that I remember thus far, yes.
Okay, all right. I'm going to go off record at 2:21 p.m. Central Time.
You just need to collect those transcripts, sir.
Okay. The members of the panel will just pass it down. Mr. Lewis, not to, how many more questions or how long do you think this exercise will be?
Maybe another 3 or 4 minutes, Judge.
Okay.